You not like them?
I haven't, honestly, I haven't been downtown. Everyone just asked me because I'm on the planning commission,
Oh.
and I'm like, I don't want to do anything about it. I honestly have not been downtown.
Yeah.
Very deteriorating, getting to be very costly to repair. You
Yeah.
can't get this for them,
Oh,
so we have great. Okay, good evening, everybody. I call the City of Prescott Planning Commission to order Monday, March 3rd at 6 o'clock. Roll call. Josh? Here. Bailey?
Here.
Kate?
here.
John's on his way, and Mike is excused. First item on the agenda is approved Planning Commission minutes for February 3rd of 2025.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
A motion, a second to approve Planning Commission minutes from February. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carried. Thank you. Next item on the agenda is a public hearing. Amendments to 635-57 off-street parking in residential areas. I need a motion to open a public hearing.
Motion to go into public hearing.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion, a second to open the public hearing. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, the public hearing is now open. Take it away, gentlemen. Carter?
So yeah, we last brought this, last meeting, to kind of update the ordinance. Originally started with the habitation of RVs and then kind of domino affected into other parts of the ordinance. So we essentially retooled the entire ordinance after it was all said and done. The main additions was setbacks, making sure those setbacks are noted in the ordinance, and surface requirements. Non-motorized vehicles are exempt from those surfacing requirements. Limiting quantity, that was another thing. Main drivers, we've had a lot of ordinance violations pertaining to quantity in the rear yard. So we related it to the accessory structure limit. So you can have 3 sheds, you can have 3 vehicles parked in your backyard. Try to keep it consistent there. And then, yeah, lastly, RV habitation, which we did limit at 14 days, and then to store the RV as to not be perceived as being habitated habited after that. So with that, I will pass to the Plan Commission if there are any questions or comments.
So the last time we met, so we talked about the vehicles in the rear. Do we land at 3 because then the driveway and stuff doesn't
The
count
driveway
towards
would
that?
be as many as could fit is what we
Without
determined.
blocking right away.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what are you looking for from us?
Yeah, I don't have any questions regarding it. I mean, I read through it already. I'm fine with it.
So you need a motion to move that to council?
I think we need to
Close the public hearing.
hold the, I mean, I know
Close
it's
the
not here,
public
but,
hearing.
yeah, hold the public hearing, then close the public hearing, and then motion to move it to
So
council.
make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second?
Give a motion, a second to close public hearing. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay,
I'll make
now,
a,
go ahead.
I was gonna make a motion to send a recommendation to council.
Second?
Okay, we have a motion, a second to recommend the proposed amendments to council. Is there any discussion on the motion? Not, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, motion carried. Next item on the agenda is a certified survey map for Dexter Street South dedication. Carter?
Thank you, Mayor. So through different planning processes of parks projects and grant applications, namely McGee Park, redevelopment of the Scenic Byways grant, we did find out there's a portion of Dexter Street that the city does not own, and is actually owned by the Mary T. Villas Townhome Complex to the west of that. So that does kind of bring up some roadblocks. If we were to try and obtain grant money, we can't really demonstrate a right to construct in that area because the current CSM just indicates it as an access easement rather than actual public roadway. So we did discuss this with the Mary T. Villas, and they were willing to dedicate that portion over as public right-of-way via a new CSM. They verbally agreed to that. Our schedules haven't lined up to actually get it signed yet, so that would be happening later this week. So with that, I think we'd be looking for a motion to approve the enclosed resolution to dedicate Dexter Street South as a public right-of-way, and then we would obtain the signature on that CSM later this week to bring to council.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion, a second to approve resolution 18-25, resolution accepting the dedication of land for public right-of-way. Is there any discussion on the motion? Not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And motion carried. Thank you. Next item on the agenda is amending ordinance 635-125 and 635-126 to align with the new state law. Carter?
Thank you, Mayor. So at the beginning of this year, the state of Wisconsin enacted a new statute that requires zoning amendments to be approved by a simple majority rather than a super majority or a 3/4 vote. So currently in our ordinance, there's 635-125 and 635-126 that pertains to zoning map amendments and text amendments as well as protest petitions. And both those call out 3/4 votes to pass. So we would be changing those to a simple majority rather than 3/4 vote to be aligned with state law. So what we would need to do this, we would need to approve a public hearing for the next Plan Commission meeting for these amendments to be heard, and then that could then go to council to be actually adopted. And these votes don't pertain to the Plan Commission, actually, it just pertains to council. So it's kind of interesting that you guys would be the one holding the public hearing for the change that would actually be for council, but that is the process.
Can we clarify what a simple is opposed to 3/4?
It would just be, simple majority is just whatever the majority would be. of the
50%
quorum,
plus
so,
one.
Yeah.
Yep.
There. I make a motion to approve a public hearing for the proposed zoning code amendments to align with Wisconsin State Statute 66.10015-3A to be held on April 7th.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion, a second to approve public hearing to update the zoning code provisions to align with new state law. Is there any discussion on the motion? Not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carried. Next item on the agenda is other business. Discussion on site plan compliance, City Code 635-116, 635-120. Carter?
I'm actually gonna take this one, Mayor.
Okay.
So the last meeting, we discussed specifically a couple instances where we've had site plans be approved and they have not followed what was approved, and then got their certificate of occupancy. We have discussed with our attorney what options we have available to us. Per 635-116 and 635-120, we do have the ability, basically, the way we've started at least, is we've reached out to them and say your site plan has not complied. The two instances are different. One of them basically said, well, I need more time, and now we're going on about 2 years, and the other one basically said, well, what are you gonna do about it? So our options are limited, but we do have the option to revoke a certificate of occupancy if we so choose. Of course, if you go about that route, then you're stopping the occupant from using the building moving forward. Neither of the instances are anything extreme in terms of the site plan that was required or being met. However, if we wanted to go that route, it is an option that we can, so we wanted to just discuss with Plan Commission if they would like us to look into that further, or I think the idea that we have is we'd want Plan Commission's support if we go down this route.
For the two complaints, or for the two that have not been completed, or just in general?
Just the two that have not completed. Ideally, what we're gonna do moving forward is what we did for the last one, we'll require a letter of credit if somebody wants a certificate of occupancy without meeting site plan, and then we'd hold that against those improvements that need to be done.
What are the two places that are out of compliance?
The one is the last building is part of the storage units.
Yeah, 660 Dexter.
Yep. And then the other one is Bodie Studios.
Can you remind me what the Bodie Studios one was again? Was it the parking lot?
It's parking lot striping and landscaping. And
Trash enclosure too.
Trash enclosure.
Well, we have to do something, otherwise they just will never do it.
I would just let them know that we can revoke occupancy.
Maybe it'd be like, hey, 60 days, you're listening.
Yeah,
you're revoking it.
whatever's reasonable, at least to like maybe get the work started to show that they're actually making progress. You have like 60 days to show us that you're starting to make progress on this, or that you have a plan that has been submitted to the
Or
city.
like you hired somebody or something or another.
Yeah, go get a quote, do
I
something.
mean, I get it, oh, we're not gonna stripe until spring, but maybe they should have a plan for it, not just,
Well, they-
yeah, we're gonna stripe in spring, but.
They had a plan initially, right?
No,
Yeah.
I'm not saying this
I
is
mean-
okay, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
if they have, if it, say 60 days, if after 60 days, they're like, the construction guys are here, they're just not done, or, you know, whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
I get
The
it.
outside stuff is always what ends
Well, they
up
obviously aren't
getting
gonna get
eaten
any
up.
landscaping done in the next
Yeah. I was
60 days.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, like, you're sworn when you're quoting on, you're gonna go get your letter of credit, you're gonna go get your loan and stuff for a construction loan. All the time, the outside stuff is what basically goes by the wayside, because you eat all of your change order costs and everything against your other sworn areas, even though it's technically not the way it's supposed to work, that's what happens every time. Which is why Rosemont always held escrow on us for outside stuff, always, always.
I think we should do something about it, but give them, obviously,
Time.
until winter's over. But then, you know, say, okay, you know, you gotta get this done, or this is what's gonna happen.
Okay.
What about the last building at Dexter? It's just not,
The exterior improvements were supposed to match the other four, and basically the last building, for whatever reason, the back corners, they did not match the other buildings that
It's
were.
two corners don't have wood.
Yeah, sworn. Yeah, they ate up all their costs on the, yeah.
And the funny thing is they had the wood there.
Yeah.
Enough wood to do all of them, and then they,
Was it sitting outside for too long?
no, I was driving by on a Friday, I'm like, oh, they got everything done except the two corners, there's wood sitting there, and then all of a sudden, like Tuesday, the wood's gone.
We're talking about
Storage units,
Like the condominium style storage.
Midwest Flex Space.
yeah.
Yep.
Have we had these issues in the past?
Wait, so what's going on? It's the,
I'm gonna say
So the steel
every
structure,
city
right?
pretty
Yeah.
much deals with this on
All four
some
corners of each
respects,
building
like, maybe
has
not
like
with
2
these
feet of
guys,
wood,
but-
Yeah.
right? Well, they did all the
Some-
corners except for
some
2
level.
corners.
just on one of the buildings?
Yeah.
Why would they do that? It makes no sense.
He says, well, nobody can see it. Well, yeah, you can. That was an excuse to me.
Surprised the owners haven't.
You talked to him?
Well, yeah, it's my unit.
Oh,
Bummer, man.
that makes sense.
I mean, just to carry that the next step, we'd give the letter, obviously if they didn't follow through, then we'd issue basically the next step of revoking the certificate of occupancy. I mean, the one thing with that is if it falls through, then essentially those people in those units are gonna have to, be removed or remove their stuff for the units until they comply with the,
Yeah, which means he's gonna have to give them payment. Which is fine. That's gonna motivate him to
right.
do the job, being like, oh, everybody's gonna want $1,500 a month for storage costs.
Yeah,
Right.
And for the stuff that's for outside, as long as, if they can go get a quote and a timeline and a plan of when they're gonna do it, like pending weather, obviously.
But it's construction.
Yeah,
There is no such thing as it's cold out.
painting line's not ideal,
It's
probably, but,
pre-painted wood.
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, but as far as the lines and the.
I'm talking about
Well,
like.
the lines,
Foley.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yours
yeah,
is
the lines
fine.
are different.
I'm talking like,
They could get their trash
Yeah.
thing done though.
Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
as long as they
Can't
don't have
believe
to
they
dig,
didn't put a trash,
as long as they
what
don't.
do they do with their
throw it.
trash? Take it home?
They just have the bins pulled to the side of the building.
They're just not enclosed.
They're not enclosed, yeah.
Oh,
They're
I see.
exposed.
So if they have to dig for it, I mean, give them time for the frost to fully come
Yeah,
out.
I'm all for, giving time till it warms up a little bit, but then it's gotta be done.
I agree.
Yeah, we don't wanna be, not July, yeah, I'm thinking about starting to get the plan ready.
I mean, if she's building another studio in River Falls, she should be able to, get that
Have those
done.
guys, hey, run over to Prescott quick and knock it out.
So, yeah, I'm good with that.
And then
Okay.
we're changing our whole procedure on how we do, so we'll ask for,
Yes,
okay, okay.
we're much more stringently looking at what's done and what isn't.
Okay,
So, yes.
yeah, cool.
Okay, is there any other business?
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we're adjourned.
You guys are really fast.
That was fast.